listener production.
Hi, Natasha Belling with you and welcome to the afternoon edition of The Briefing. Coming up in our deep dive, the resurgence of 1980s and 90 rock bands. As AC/DC and Oasis take over Australia, old school music is back and being discovered by a whole new generation. We speak with an Aussie rock legend about what's inspiring this new love and the return of authenticity in art. But first, let's check the afternoon headlines this Friday, the 14th of November. The ex-boyfriend of 28-year-old Molly Ticehurst has pleaded guilty to her murder. Molly was found dead in her Forbes home in the central west of New South Wales in April last year. Her death sparked a nationwide campaign against gender-based violence and a change in New South Wales bail laws. At the time of her murder, her former partner Daniel Billings was on bail after being charged with several counts of raping and stalking Molly, and one count of aggravated animal cruelty for killing her pet dog. Molly's family breaking down in tears after the change in plea, her dad Tony saying the local community has rallied around them.
Thanks to the people of Forbes and everyone that's come here for your support. It's really good. Thank you.
Billings is set to appear in the New South Wales Supreme Court next month ahead of his sentencing. Retail groups in Victoria have welcomed a new government crackdown on offenders who assault retail workers, but warn more needs to be done. Under the new legislation introduced to Parliament, offenders who assault or threaten retail employees, including taxi and Uber drivers, could face up to 5 years jail. Offenders who carry out ram raids on businesses will also face new jail terms of up to 25 years behind bars. Victorian Premier Jacinta Allen says the changes are a result of a concerning spike in dangerous assaults on employees.
This is the work that has been done to get the laws right here in Victoria, and the Parliament has the opportunity to get these laws passed as soon as possible and have them in place before Christmas.
Retail leaders say the new laws are needed, but it's taken too long for the state government to act, with retail crime now so serious it's a safety crisis for frontline workers. And the former president of Spain's National Football Federation, who made headlines in Sydney in 2023, has been egged during the launch of his new book. Luis Rubiales was charged and convicted with sexual assault after kissing player Jenny Hermoso after Spain defeated England in the FIFA Women's World Cup final. It's believed the man who threw the eggs was Rubiales' uncle, with the former football boss saying his relative has, quote, always been a troublemaker. Now it's time to get into our deep dive with Aussie rock legend James Raine. A superstar in the 1980s and 90s and 2000s, James is now heading back on the road for an exciting new tour called The Fall of Crawl. He explains why there's nothing like the buzz of a live performance and his theory behind why his music, like so many other old school groups, is now being discovered by a whole new legion of fans. James Raine, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
How exciting. You are back on the road.
Yeah.
And you have announced new tours and new venues for this. And the title of the tour is Fall of the Crawl. What does that mean?
Fall of Crawl. Well,
Fall of Crawl. What does that mean?
Well, it was just a joke because it's next year. It's 40, and I never remember these days, but my manager, Scott, reminded me going, next year because I always go, oh, bloody Australian crawl, everyone just leave it alone, get over it, you know. So next year, it's 40 years, because I was going, it finished, everybody, finished, done. Next year's 40 years since it finished. So we thought, oh, well, let's call it the Fall of Crawl. And I wanted to have a byline going, 40 years since the implosion of that band, but again, you can't do that. It's probably a little bit negative for the promo. So I think there's a byline going, 40 years since the explosion of Australian crawl. But just means we'll go out there and we'll play all the crawl stuff. I mean, and then some, put the other hits in the James Raine hits, put, Aussie crawl, James Raine, put his hits in there, but it'll be mainly Australian crawl stuff.
How much do you love performing? Is there anything like that engagement you have with the audience?
No, there's nothing. When it works, when it really is a genuine engagement, that is the. I think clicking in a songwriting process, like clicking, oh, this is something, so you get that feeling, and finishing something off that really feels as if it might have something about it that might be good. That, and I think a genuine connection with a really good audience. That's the thing.
We've seen, James, this resurgence of bands that I loved and grew up with. We've seen Oasis return. We've seen AC/DC are still performing and pulling massive crowds like yourself, going to Selena's in Randwick where we all partied on forever many years ago.
Yeah.
For you, how great is it performing and seeing all these new generations falling in love with your art and your words that you created?
Well, it is obviously it's extremely heartening, and I do have over the last few years I have really genuinely noticed, significant enough to notice it, a number of younger people who must have. I used to think it was their older siblings, but no, it's their parents. But they're poor kids. Their parents have been flogging that music while they've been growing up. But they're great. There's no context of the time. They just like the stuff because they like the stuff, right? And it's embedded in their subconscious because it's been flogged by their parents. But they genuinely like it, And I used to think, what are they doing here? I mean, why? Why would you come watch me? Anyway, but so yes, it's as I say, it is significant enough to be noticeable.
And for you also, can I put to you, is it because, and I know we're biased, is the music today just not as good as the music we all grew up with?
No, I think every generation, I think every era has great. I've always had a theory where, something's good, the top 10% are going to be genuinely good, and then you'll have 90% of the people who are kind of following along or pretenders to that. No, I think there's some great stuff around. There's some great talents. I'm still not used to saying the word artist. Everyone goes artists. I always thought artists were painters.
Why?
Well, I thought artists were painters.
Okay.
My thing is, what will I do? I mean, I look at it as a craft. It's a craft. You have to have a germ of a genuine sort of idea, and then it's craft work. You've got to sit down and do the sort of homework to finish it off. You've got to tinker away at it. It's like a puzzle you've got to solve sometimes. You go, I know what this could be, but it's and sometimes you've got to sometimes overwrite it lyrically and then bring it back, and all those sort of things. And musically, there are certain things. It's a craft. And I thought it was just a bit pompous. And people go, yeah, I'm an artist. You go, well, you're not painting the Mona Lisa there. Come on, you're writing a pop song. Seriously. Come on, seriously.
But also the craft or the art, whatever you want to say, of songwriting is why people relate to it. Is it's because the journey that all of us at some stage in our lives have either faced or had. Is that what you love about songwriting?
Yes, and I think, yes, and I think that when you write a song that you might genuinely like, a lot of time it'll start with an idea, lyrically certainly. It'll start with a genuine idea, and then it'll take its own course. It'll become its own thing. And you start to chase it. Oh, it's going here. I never thought it would go there. And then the other thing too, I've always thought that what a song means to you is just as justified as what it means to me, even though there could be completely different things. And I like that. Allowing interpretation is really important. If someone gets something really meaningful out of a song, I mean, I've had so many people say, and I'm so grateful, and I love the fact that let's say a song like I've got a song called Reckless, right? And I've had so many people go, that means so much to me because of X, Y, and Z, and this happened in my life. And it's wonderful when people, and I never thought it was any good. I thought it was a bit
Really?
I never thought it was any good. I remember writing the lyrics going, I'll fix that up one day because it doesn't mean anything. It's just nothing hangs together. But I was sort of a bit lazy. I never fixed it in inverted commas. But so I just left it as is, which is probably a good thing, and I got out of my own way. But, I mean, people... I could give you a million stories about people go, I love that song. Really? It's not bad.
So is that you didn't realise that you'd written that this was gold? Like you thought, I like this.
I never thought it was that good. I honestly, and I'm not being, it's not false modesty. I really, really never thought it was that good. I thought it was kind of clunky and a bit weird. I didn't play it to the band, and I remember I have to give the members of Australian Crawl credit. Well, a couple of them anyway, at the time going, we should record that. And I go, really? Go, yeah, we should record it. That's pretty good. Oh, okay.
Going back to my earlier question about the difference of music today compared to yesteryear, right?
Yes.
I think there's a crave now for authenticity. because
Yes.
I feel in the world today we're seeing AI, we're seeing we don't know what is fake, we don't know what is real.
Yep.
People are out there, they're not engaging or being in that moment, they're filming everything,
Yes,
not
they are.
actually watching you and engaging in the emotions of the song.
Yep.
Do you think we will see this resurgence again of this authenticity?
I think we are. I think we're seeing a lot of, I'm waiting for bands. I mean, there are a lot of bands out there, but a lot of girl artists, a lot of girl singers, female singers, which is great. Speaking of AI, I've just made a video for my new song. It's an AI video.
Is it?
Yeah, but it's great because I wanted to do something like Once Upon a Time in the West. And the only way I could do it was with the budget I had. If I'd done it with, I employed 8 people before people get wound up. But if I'd used the same budget I had and just made it with my friends, I would have employed 4 people and we would have been in an alleyway in, Erskineville trying to make it look like Prague.
Okay.
So, like everything, there will be there's an action, there's a reaction.
Yes.
I really think that people want to hit authenticity, but then I reckon too there's authenticity. I see a lot of these. Seem to be a lot of people out there. This kind of fake authenticity. There's this kind of I'm being really meaningful. You go, no, you're not, sweetheart. Stop it.
And for you, with the young, incredible talent coming through, the positive of social media is the fact that it gives them a platform that so many artists previously did not have. Would you agree?
I totally agree, and that is the greatest thing about that of social media is it is a platform for promoting yourself. Your art, your craft. But because so many other doors are just closed, and everybody's doing it now. I mean, look, it's great. I think it's really good. The more people that do it, the more likelihood of seeing somebody who's genuinely talented coming out, of rising to the top. You can sit at home and make a record and a video and have a whole career on your phone, essentially, So I think it's really positive. I think it's just like AI. I mean, I don't know much about AI, but I think it's one of those things where it will be this bombardment of all this stuff while people get used to it. And like everything, it will go way out there too far, and then hopefully it will come back to where it can be used as a tool before it reinvents itself and takes us all over, but that's a whole other thing.
A whole different topic.
That's a whole different topic. But like everything, you have to go out on a limb and then come back to where it probably should be.
Yeah, corrects itself.
And I think it could be a really useful tool. I mean, anyone who wants to go and look at the video, my video, it's an AI. People are like, it's AI. Yeah, it's really obviously AI.
Okay.
But if I'd made that with and we employed 8 people. Where otherwise it would have been a vortex. But it would have cost millions of dollars to do it.
And so if this is about the Nashville song, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about that, because there's been a resurgence again of country music. Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's funny because I've always loved kind of certain kind of country. I mean, my friends and I used to listen to people like John Prine at school. And I was at school in the 70s, so I've always loved that. Jerry Jeff Walker, John Prine, we were always big fans of that sort of stuff. Yeah, so there's this resurgence. But to me, a lot of the country stuff coming out of America sounds like a lot of Australian pub rock bands in the 80s.
Yeah.
The music they come, it's just guitar-based. I'm generalising. This is a huge generalisation.
No, you're not.
But, it's got a guitar solo. And I think, look, again, like I said at the outset, there are so many things. 10% of it's fabulous, and then 90% of it you go, oh, please, this is silly. Okay,
so for you, if you want to say to anyone out there, what can they expect with your shows?
Oh, then come and see me play, and I've got this. My band it's a great band. I mean, we've all been playing together for a long time. Look, it's 90 minutes of stuff. You're going to know pretty much every song, And I think that's what people who've come to see us come back because they know everything, I mean, I'll throw in the Going Back to Nashville song. That'll be in there because that's the new single.
Is it you or the AI version of you singing that?
It's me. No, the recording is me.
The
recording's completely organic, man. But just the video is but it's funny.
And we all need that right now, right?
We need it. It's amusing. Have a look at the video. But the song is all organic and all played and stuff by people, by me and other people. But yeah, no, the gig is just, Crawl stuff, my stuff, great rock and roll band. It's just and you'll know all the songs. We really appreciate you joining us, James. Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. That was great fun. Thank you. Thanks. And that was Australian musician James Raine. For more information and tickets to the Fall of Crawl tour, you can head to the show notes. That's it for this episode of the afternoon edition of The Briefing. We'll be back in your feed tomorrow with the weekend briefing. Antoinette is joined by actor and writer Zoe Tarakis.
I think it's like these white boys, these, incel white boys, when you're doing stuff over here, like you're doing, Wentworth, or you're doing shows that don't encroach on their space or what they claim to be theirs, it's like they don't like it, but they can cope. But suddenly, when there's black people, brown people, trans people in what they have claimed as their domain, they cannot handle it. It makes them very upset. I don't think I realised how violent their not coping came out.
We'd love you to subscribe or follow us on Instagram @The Briefing Podcast. I'm Natasha Belling. See you next time.